We walked the right path, we fought the right fight, brought dawn to darkness, turned wrong to right. We've built the bridges, laid stones to stones. Now hear the call in our weary bones. We have done the work, it's time to rise. We have done the work, open your eyes. The next generation, step into light. Carry the torch with all of your might. The world awaits with challenges new. A tapestry woven for me and for you. Future unfolding beyond compare. Don't be afraid to stumble and fall. Learn from your past, stand strong and tall. We'll be beside you, cheering you on as you write your chapter till the break of dawn. Step up, the future is yours. Step up, explore the shores. The time is now, the moment is here. The next generation, banish all fears.
It wasn't great, not fair at all. We lived in fear behind the wall. You couldn't speak, you had to lie, or risk the truth and say goodbye. No voice, no voting, no place to shout. You just stay quiet, don't stand out. A smile can hide a lot of pain, like sunshine blocked by heavy rain. But deep inside, we still held tight to freedom, hope, and light.
Power of nature. Nature is good.
And sometimes things can get really rough. But you know, like bills and finance, things can get very tight.
Buy yourself a little job in order to maintain over your head. Wipe it out, multi-million-dollar homes mean nothing. Now, science is the truth, really. Science is, I love it, really. This is the power of knowledge. This is the power of knowledge. We all must come to understand.
As I got older, I began to understand much more.
And I see that it's too unrealistic.
Now, we thought that the whole world held in the center of the universe is all rubbish.
So it's, one of those things that when we're younger, we think we're invisible. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Oh, I can earn money, or I can always get a job. That's not always true.
And you really have to work for it.
We're at the outer edges of the galaxy, the satellite photo shows, watch them. These things are beautiful to watch, not this Hollywood garbage that they're showing us.
I've learned to work really hard and not to watch TV. Amazingly, there's too much violence in TV.
Just think about it. How insignificant we are. How vast the Milky Way galaxy is. Huge. Millions of stars. And it doesn't end there.
It becomes a thing of take care of yourself first.
You know, the love story going on. Most people just don't have a love story. I mean, because marriage is difficult. And you have to really work at it.
Think about it. Incomprehensible, right? But this is reality.
I came back broke because the manager didn't pay us and he left us stranded. And I had just enough to take a bus back. And I was so used to flying, you know? Coming back with those suitcases and everything, but I was strong. I was strong. You know, that dancing, wow, yeah. And I came back broke, but awesome shape, really good shape. The only thing is, because I wasn't taking consistent dance classes, my technique kind of went down the drain. But I was still in amazing shape. I was beautiful. So much so that when I finally went to an audition, I auditioned. I couldn't do shit. Oh, pardon my expression. I couldn't do shit. And I'm like, oh, you know? They hired me. And the other dancers who could do circles around me looked at me like, we know why you got the job. And I was like, you know? So, then I go to meet the guy, and it was at a nightclub that they were building up. And I'm sitting down at the table, and he said something to one of the construction workers. Do this and that. And then I made a comment. I said, I think a palm tree would look really nice over there. And he says to me, we didn't hire you to think. We hired you to look pretty. I didn't say a word. Picked up my stuff and walked out. And at that point, I had had enough.
As you are, not everyone is how they seem. Keep waiting for the storm to pass. I'm scared you're just a dream so perfect, so lovely. You don't see what see. So put it bluntly, you deserve the moon and the stars. You deserve the sun. You deserve the purest of love. My love, our life is yet to be begun. And I promise you that I'll be right here, cheering you on from the sidelines. I wish I could take away all of your fears. We'll be ready when the time comes. My beautiful girl, so sweet and stupid. Even when you're going through it, it's not a reason to die, but room to fly.
Anyway, yeah, I lived in New York all my life. Well, I've lived other places, but I was born and raised. See, I've seen New York turn around so much, okay? It's a very resilient city, and you do have to be resilient to live here. You know, unless you got a silver spoon in your mouth there, and even then, I've seen people fall. You can't buck against the city. And it's a living thing of itself.
I haven't met many people that were born in New York, stayed in New York, and live in New York. I met people that were born in Minnesota, and they transplant to New York City. And to me, that's kind of interesting. Why? Why is there such a transplant factor? Why are people coming? I'm so registered to New York City from different parts of the United States and live here, and it's kind of fascinating to me. I just really noticed that trend. Yeah, I just observed them more than I asked them because I'm kind of an introvert. I'm not really an outrovert, but I'm working on it. Let's put it that way. I've learned to work really hard.
I think here, it's a nice place to live because the reason why I'm here is because I have everything here. The doctors and all that, social workers. So everything is in one place. I don't have to travel. And I think that's where we are. It's like you want to make things as easy for you as possible, instead of going a couple miles to see a doctor and all that. You have everything here. We have a doctor on the 10th floor, and I've been her patient since I've been here. So everything's for you if you've been in here. Every day I see changes. Good changes. So, it's not that bad. It's the changes that they do are good changes.
It may sound weird, but it's an easy one. When I first moved in, the unit, it had the original tile it lost its color. It was really disturbing. And it was clean, but it was, so I bought new tile, I put it down, and the whole room transitioned, and I felt alive again. So that's kind of weird or whatever. It's a difference I felt.
The counts would be kidnapping, forced women, robbery, sexual assault, rape, physical assault. I said burglary. Yeah, and then he came back again because I left the door open and he put me in that George Floyd chokehold. So that was up for suffocation, strangulation and attempted murder. And if it wasn't for the Lord, that's it. So this is why we're holding on this money to come in, because we don't have proper security. We don't have security cameras. We have one in the center, we have one in the elevator and the lobby. But beside where all the housing is, there's nothing. So that's one of the things that we were pleading for the money for. We deserve to feel safe,
Yeah. I went away working for the summer and came back, and I won't call it rob, but my apartment, I had some things missing. And it was internal because the door wasn't damaged. So it was like something, and I lost like a cell phone. Nothing substantial, but it's still a violation. I've seen New York turn around so much, okay? It's a very resilient city, and you do have to be resilient to live here, unless you got a silver spoon in your mouth.
The building is 122 years old, and although it's very solid, it looks pretty good outside. Inside, so many of the rooms, the apartments, the common areas are really dilapidated, and elevators, security, everything about it needs renovation, and that's millions of dollars, and the tenants are not wealthy. So it's a constant problem whenever there's an emergency in the building. It's kind of repaired, but not as if it's actually changing the story. It's not cosmetic because in fact the water stops leaking from wherever, but it's still not as if you're getting a whole new toilet, a whole new sink, it's kind of patching everything up. So it's expensive to do that, but we have no money to actually do a major renovation. I'm on the committee to contact our state, federal, and city legislators to get more money for the buildings.
Well, for one, living in Woodstock, I saw the deterioration of the building, how hard Mark and his staff try to keep things really up. And so last year I joined and we went up to Albany to talk to different assemblymen and senators, about getting more funding because we need it. If they cut shelters and all that and then bring a casino on top of that, that's a disaster waiting to happen. So that's why we have to be involved. So I'm just saying, let's fight for this. I know you guys are young, but it does affect your lives, You want a good quality of life. You need to be involved. So we've got a lot to fight for. That's why we want people to hear what we have to say.
So it's very fast, they had these last stages of life. So you see them now, so you don't see them for a week. You know something has happened. Of course, I seen in Woodstock a lot of people I first got to know. There was a lady from Hong Kong, Chinese lady. She was the first person who made friends with me. She passed away, so I see she was walking very freely. I was her company to coffee house, so she said, "You are a very nice person." I said, "Oh, I know, you were like my mother." She is passed away, so I respect old age, Julie, very educated woman. A human being is but a product of his or her thoughts. What you think, you become. If you think clean, if you think good, you become that person. It's important, that you're reporting this. This is the definition of the truth. Truth, in its inherent nature, is self-revealing. The moment you remove the cobwebs of ignorance, it shines clear. No, I am telling you, don't believe me. You think for yourself. And find out the information. Today with the internet unlimited, right? Unlimited if you use it the correct way. That's my truth.
Don't do that to boogeyman. Get you, 5, 10 years later, hey, there's no boogeyman, Seeing the people who are sick, people who are passing away, you realize as you're seeing tomorrow's not promised, it's not guaranteed. Make the best of today, the best of what you have.
It's part of the experience. I mean, even appearances, fatherhood, marriage, things to cherish. I mean, just involving the moments, evolving. I think the most significant thing, correct me if I'm wrong, when you get older, you start to realize a lot of people in authority are not always correct. It's like when you're young and your parents say don't with a serious tongue, they be like, don't do that, the boogeyman's gonna get you, but it's not true. You don't find out till 5, 10 years later. There's no boogeyman, it's too late to debate her. Now it's my time to talk, my time to say. We go through experiences day by day by day. So many things since moving here, living each day, some joy, some fear. I be seeing people sick, passing away. You learn tomorrow's not promised to stay. So make the best of the time you receive. Live your choice, you will believe. Just keep going with the flow. And never let anyone tell you no.
Interacting with young people is the most important thing in life, really. It gives you a sense of hope and a kind of, the balance that you need to kind of move forward.
And you always have to be energized. You'll get energized by young people, not by from the world. They're in the know. There's nostalgia, there's history.
But let's move on, honey, let's move on. Oh, absolutely, and in this day and age, everything is like on fire, on fire.
I don't envy your lives, because it's just not easy. I mean, it's not easy. Our generation, if they're up to us,
We did the work,
we are tired.
it's up to you now.
Go ahead and get started. Emily, you can read Joe's. Hi, go ahead and read Joe's.
You better write something, write a story. That's the most important part in the arts. Arts is used in the creative aspect, parody.
When we danced, it was like this guy's magic. He could make anybody look good. He made me look so good. I looked so fair, and like little kids would be a family. When we did places where it was a family, we would come over with them, and everybody was all in awe.
Set your plan up now, because time goes by faster than you think. I remember when I was your age, a lot of things I knew, I just didn't act on. And I think because of that, that's what I ended up.
Like a musician, if I'm playing
classical music, I have to be exact. But if I'm playing jazz, well, I'm playing my own improvisations, my own variations.
And he took me by the hand and he said, do this, do that. And he did it with me. And I saw myself in the mirror. Wow, I did that?
I'll tell you something. If I was the type to live on the street, I would. All right? I can understand. I could never understand why people would live on the street.
Actors have always been writers. But it's your signature. Even if they say they don't like it, or you're playing this funny, or you're doing this funny, or you're not going to do anything at all, it's your signature. It's you.
And all these other guys were like, how are you with him? He's so ugly. He had a big nose and he was short. And despite that, when he danced, he looked like an eagle. He was so beautiful.
I find myself in this place here. This place here is not bad. in fields of doubt and strife, our hands, though weary, held to life. We built the roads, we sowed the seeds, nourished streams, fulfilled the needs. But time, relentless, marches on. Our strength wanes as a new dawn, breaks on the horizon bright and bold, a story waiting to unfold. The torch we pass, a sacred trust, to eager hands from earthly dust. Step forth, dear youth, with hearts ablaze, and write your chapters in these days.
I just want to give a special thanks to our teacher, Ms. Fesco, for letting us speak all together. I want to give a special thanks to our teacher helper, Avril, as well, because she was a delight helping us do this. I also want to give a thanks to all the people of Woodstock who came to join us today. A special thanks to them for the inspiration and the hard work that allowed us to get put into this. And everybody, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is IQ. I'm the education liaison of the town hall. We've been doing this program with Project Find, Woodstock, and Repertory High School for the last 3 years. I just want to say thank you all for attending and being a part of this process and participating and engaging with it for the last 3 years. We really appreciate it. We really hope that you enjoyed it. On Monday from 12:30 to 1:15 over at Woodstock Center, we're actually going to have a roundtable debrief where we invite everyone who's attended to come and speak with the students and get to just share what they thought about the experience and what the pieces that they saw and, you know, how the whole process has been for the entire year. So please join us on Monday at 12:30 over at Woodstock. Thank you.